Hey everyone, it's Kevin and Ralph here from Barrel Amongst Brewing, and we've been going over the beers that are the new can release that we have coming out on the 23rd of September. Coming up right away, actually. This video is going out on Wednesday, which is the pre-order day. So these beers, the Endless Enigma, the Marzen called Autumn Embers, a brand new beer, as well as Wizard in Pink, are available for pre-order right now. You can go to our website to find those and pre-order those beers. The last beer to talk about here is Wizard in Pink, and that is the whole point of this release is this beer. Now, many of you probably know this beer as Witty in Pink. This is a raspberry version of our white ale that we do with the proceeds benefiting Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. We've been working with them directly for about 5 years now, but we've been making a beer with the proceeds benefiting a breast cancer charity for about 8 years now. And for those of you who don't know, two of our partners here at Barrel Amongst Brewing, Bill McPhee and Matthew Sadie, are both radiologists. They both work a lot in the breast cancer community, and this has been a project for them, particularly Matt. It's been his baby since day one of us trying to raise money and help people out that we can. So we created Witty in Pink. We pivoted to Wizard in Pink. One of the main reasons is because the Wizard is the base beer and always has been for Witty in Pink, and also we feel like our Wizard is our flagship. It's the brand that everyone knows of us. So we wanted to kind of line those brands together so people would understand more thoroughly that this is a Barrel Amongst beer, that it's the same beer, just a raspberry version of the Wizard, and we thought it would work out really, really well for us. So we're excited about Wizard in Pink, but just so you know, we're always making some tweaks to this beer, but if you loved Witty in Pink, you're going to love Wizard in Pink. But is there anything, Ralph, that you want to talk about with the production of this beer? Any tweaks you've made? I know we're always trying to make these beers a little bit better, right?
Yeah. So one of the things is because since this is a fruited version of our Wizard, is I wanted to lean into that with a little more of a rounded, sweeter mouthfeel. So as opposed to using like a torrefied or flaked wheat, we now use a malted wheat. Mm-hmm. And so that adds a nice sweet character while you still get that like crackery straw character you get from any kind of wheat grain. But then that just the malting process gives it that little extra sweetness that almost heightens that those raspberry notes that you get from all that fruit that was put in there. And then yes, we did also up the raspberry this time, so it's more pronounced. And I mean, you can even see with the color of that, it is very raspberry forward. So yeah, and even just the water as well, I favored more of a softer water approach. So that way everything is you're always gonna know that Wizard's the base, but really to get that fruit front and center. So, you know, that way no one's just like, oh, this is just, it's just Wizard. No, it's Wizard, but it's Wizard Plus. So you really wanna make that distinction.
Well, this is something we always harp on, the fact that just because we've made a beer a lot of times in the past doesn't mean we've ever stopped trying to evolve the beer and make it better, because we always see flaws or we always see imperfections, things that we want to do better. And Ralph has done a great job of manipulating that over time to continue to strive to make better and better beer. And I can say, drinking this, that this is probably my favorite version this beer has ever been. And I like the explanation you give of the softness of the fruit. I like the idea that there is a touch more sweetness, but it still ends with tartness. So it doesn't end cloying and sweet. We always try to stress this. And this, if you drink single in Havana, if you drink single in Savannah, if you drink any of our fruit beers, you know that keeping the beer dry and drinkable is the number one priority. But you want that mixture of sweet and tart. You want that balance to add extra flavors to the beer. And I think you nailed it on this one, Ralph.
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one thing I always think of, because one of actually my favorite meals just to do in the morning is I'll make oatmeal with fruit. And if you ever have like raspberry or blackberries, there is a tartness. So manipulating everything in such a way that you get that is very important, because, you know, especially sometimes whether you're using puree or even fresh fruit, and depending on how you're extracting it, like you can lose some of that. And when you just bite into a fruit, you always get that. So whatever you can do, and in this case, we did some things with our acid additions and this and that just to kind of get that to where it is. It's gonna taste like, when you're drinking this, you're gonna be like, oh, that's raspberry, not raspberry flavoring, not some kind of, facade or something of raspberry. No, that's like biting into a raspberry.
And that's what we're going for, right? We want to have that authentic fruit flavor, and we want to deliver this beer. And we've been honored to be able to donate the money that we have for Making Strides and work with them. They're an incredible organization, and if you want to support this and support them, you can pre-order this beer. It will be available for a while. We've made plenty of this beer. Every 4-pack you buy at the tap room, every 4-pack you buy out in the market, every draft that you buy, money is being donated to Making Strides. And if you want to come here on the 23rd, you can pre-order your beer on Wednesday and pick it up on the 23rd. You can just come on the 23rd. It is not a ticketed event. You can buy your 4-pack. You can buy a crowler. You can buy a draft. You can do anything there to support Making Strides and help us raise as much money as possible. And I highly recommend, if you're not familiar with the organization, go to Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Go to their website, check them out. They're an amazing organization. It's not just a marketing company when it comes to breast cancer awareness. No, they are a company that is putting money towards research. They're giving money to people that are going through struggles with cancer, helping them travel to their destination to get treatment. They're just incredible people doing incredible work. We're humbled to be able to work with them, and please support us if you have the time and availability. We'd really love to see you. Thank you very much. Wizard in Pink will be out on the 23rd of September, and we hope to see you there. Cheers.
Cheers.